Finally, we get a game from my absolute favorite series, Dragon Quest, originally localized as Dragon Warrior in the West. The bad news is that this particular game, Dragon Quest II, is also, in my opinion, the weakest mainline entry in the series, and that is not a hot take among the DQ fanbase. I should clarify that in this video, I'll be referring to the original version of Dragon Quest II and its many ports, not the recent HD 2D remake, which follows the same story, but for all intents and purposes is different enough from the original that it should be counted as a completely separate game. This is the Game Boy Color version that you're seeing, by the way. My favorite thing about this game is the home stretch. The final act of this game is a masterclass in delivering catharsis. By the time you've reached its penultimate dungeon, Passage to Renderak, you've been searching every corner of this game's world for your allies, 5 sigils, and several other items required to face the game's big bad. And this dungeon throws everything at you: powerful enemies, pitfall traps, a long maze where every wrong turn sends you back to the start. The dungeon is not designed to be finished in its first run, but to be explored and escaped over and over again as you gradually internalize it until you finally make it through to the other side, where you find a save and recovery point, followed by the final castle. And this castle rewards your patience from the previous dungeon with a straightforward march through adversity with 4 mini-bosses and the final bosses waiting for you to show them everything this game has made you into. Yuji Horii, the series creator, very much knew and still knows how to write a satisfying scenario. My biggest criticism is that the whole game lacks the polish of other mainline Dragon Quest games, almost certainly due to its rushed production. This game was made in 9 months, and released less than a year after the first game, which was an immediate smash success in Japan. As a result, the game released with major balancing issues as well as way too many repeated monsters with different color palettes and buffed stats. I should note that with subsequent ports of this game, many of these balancing issues have been tweaked, but even then, the game still has a few too many of the joyless difficulty spikes I tend to associate more with the Final Fantasy series than with Dragon Quest. And for what it's worth, I would still rate this the weakest mainline Dragon Quest higher than several Final Fantasies, including all 3 8-bit entries. It may be my least favorite entry, but I've still played it several times, and I still think it's a good game. What is your least favorite entry in your favorite series? Post in the comments. See you tomorrow.